Hello, my name's Lisa. Hopefully we have got the camera arranged correctly. I'm in a different position today because, oh, there's the chair, bouncy bouncy, because Festa the cat has been sleeping over there on the bench. And as cute as it is and as lovely as it is, where is he now? He's in the, oh, he's all right, he's in the box behind me. As cute and as lovely as it is, I can't sit there like I normally do. I'm having to sit here. Otherwise, I think it's going to upset him. So I'm in a different position. Anyway, that's the disclaimer. I always have to disclaim, I always have to say, don't I? Sorry this isn't great, because I should just say, isn't this marvellous? Isn't this wonderful? Aren't I clever? And you would be none the wiser, would you? You'd go, oh, she is. Right, this, excuse me, right, I'm going to cough all the way through. It's really, the pollen is really high today. Shouldn't complain, it's beautiful weather, not complaining. Did say I was going to get on with this, didn't I? This was the new quilt top that I said I was going to get started. Well, I've got started. These were my little bits of paper, my formers. Got them off of eBay, I can get them everywhere. And I had a lovely evening. I'm sorry this is a mess. The reason this is a mess and was all in the bag and not neat and tidy was because this is quite a boring job, and I do it when my grandson's here. So he's asleep on the settee next to me having his nap, and I can do some slow, boring stitching. If you think it's boring, you shouldn't be doing hand stitching, because all of it's like this. But it is monotonous. It is monotonous. So I'll just listen to the radio and get these done. And then, because you never know when small people wake up from their nap, especially him, he's sound asleep and they wake and I'm ready to go. And I don't really want needles and what have you hanging around. So when he wakes up, I just dump it all over. I've got a bench which protects him from the radiator, like during the winter when the radiator was on. I'm looking at the space now, I don't know why. And I can put his the iPad over there so he can't touch it when we're watching his little programs and that. And I drop anything I don't want him to have. I just drop down there quick. Well, he's catching on to it now, isn't he? And now he's leaning over and going, what's that there then? What can't I have? Oh, you see his little head going, what's that then? What can't I have? Can't have it. But I always leave him a couple of bits out because he likes to go through my stitching. So I leave him a couple of these. And he goes, ooh, it's a little something to do. Then he's not going to hurt nothing, that's for sure. But I make sure that the scissors and the needle and what have you is out of his reach, because let's not push it, eh? Let's not push small children. And even the cotton reel. The thought of the cotton reel, him getting hold of that without me looking and getting that wrapped round his little throat. Ooh. Anyway, so that's been dumped over the back. I've picked it all up. I've got a fair bit of it done, but I'm out of these now, so I've got to start making it. I've got to start making it up. And then I can take, as I go, I can take the papers out and do more up. But what I've got to decide is if I'm going to be very, very clever and make a pattern. I don't think I can. It's not that kind of quilt. Some of them I do. I'll sort of arrange little, you saw when I did the other one, when I was showing you my quilts, some of them I sort of arrange in a pattern loosely, and others I just do it. I just stick them together. Just make sure that like to like isn't, so I wouldn't put them two together as such. I wouldn't do that two together. I would sort of make sure that I was getting a difference, and yet there's enough of them here to do that. So I would be able to do that without much problem. You sort of need about 7 different types to be able to to put them in and not have like with like and a decent repeat, that it doesn't look blocky. Oh look, I haven't put that in. Save that for over there. So what I need to do, I've got 2 left over, look. Random, where are you from, darling? We'll put you over there. So what I've got to decide is if I'm going to have a pattern. Probably not. I most probably will just start off with a nice, oh, didn't I say they were going to be uppy, weren't they? They weren't going to be flat on. So this is what I do. I get overexcited, carried away, and I start making the quilt. I would start doing it with the flat bit at the top. And that is not how the quilt that I've already made that's going to back it looks. It's like that. Must remember points up. Because I must remember points up. If I keep doing points up, then I won't forget, will I? Points up. I do have memory issues, so that's my disclaimer. See, like that. Oh, there we go. Points up. But that, what I would do is go round and put them all out. Are they sort of in focus? Sort of. And see how many I've got on this round. I love that one. It's nice, isn't it? See, that would be a nice centre, wouldn't it? That would start the quilt off really rather prettily. So I might put that to one side. This is what I do. I just lazy-daisy go round, putting all the bods together. Bod to bod. Do you say that? Bod? Do you remember that? Bod and Aunt Flo. What was it called? Oh, what was it called? Bod, probably. But we always say that because they used to do pairs, didn't they? Children's programme, for those who don't know. Children's programme of the 70s. And they used to go round, you used to have to match Aunt Flo to Aunt Flo. It's not going to mean much, is it, this? There's another one, look. So that's on green and that's on white. Aunt Flo to Aunt Flo. What was the constable? Plod. Constable Plod. And you used to have to match them bod to bod. So that's what we say, bod it. And we just say it as a, maybe everyone says it, but it's like a familyism. Which I am now infecting a small grandson with. There we go. Oh, I've done more than these than I thought. Just sat there. I've done all of these up. I've kept this fabric, most of this fabric back. This fabric and this fabric, because I've got a mind for another, excuse me, another project with that. But it's only half formed in my mind. Only half formed. I sort of got a feeling that I want to do something with it, but that's as far as, so is that up? I've only got, that's as far as it's got a feeling. I did decide, I wasn't sure if I was going to put that in, but I did decide, because actually I do like that with them. I do like it. I've got to decide, haven't I, if I'm going to do it. But I don't want to chop it all up in this when I've got plenty of other fabric and then go, because this wasn't bought by the meter or what have you. This was all of this was a hobbycraft pack. So I don't know what, it's Laura Ashley, I think was the name, but I don't know if you can buy that fabric on its own, and I would hate to, see now that's not a nice one for the centre as well, so I'll pop that up there. I would hate to use it and then go, no, I should have used that, I should have done that. So, yes, brain's ticking over with that. See, that's what I get, I look at a fabric, I go, ooh, and something will just go beep, beep, beep in my head. You could do something with that, but that's as far as it will go. It won't formulate a plan. Oh, what's happened here? It goes there, doesn't it? It won't formulate a plan in my brain till later. That might be, well, but it just goes sort of alert, thought process initiated. So I will put that fabric to one side and let that thought process develop. This is also something I can't do when small child is about, because you can't leave anything out because it's got little hands. The little hands are everywhere now. Little hands helping. Can't moan because it is glorious, but small hands helping does not get the job done quicker. Oh look, see, look, that's been cut just randomly, but obviously it's caught the repeat. That's quite nice. I don't mind that when that happens. You wouldn't notice it on that sort of fabric. There's another little centre, so we'll hold fire with that and think on. See, I can get a good go of this because I've got a few days without him. See, I moan when I've got him. I've done it again, look, I'm putting them over there. I shouldn't do, should I? I should put them on there. I moan when I've got him, and then I'll get all sad when I've not got him. Because I miss his little... He was so snotty that when he went, about an hour later, I could feel the crusts on my face beginning to harden into hard, tacky strings. Because I didn't really realise when I had him, because it just kept being constantly, the slime trails constantly renewed. He's teething at the moment. Oh, poor little mite. When he's well, goodness me, you can't keep up with him. When he's ill, oh, I do get good snuggles out of him though when he's ill. Oh, that's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Something, nothing, but that might be quite nice. Put sort of with really busy peoples all around him. That's a little rest for your eye, isn't it? Don't mind you. Should I put you for the middle? No, I don't think so. Right, well, I got on quite well there, didn't I? Look. So that's all my different ones. I've done many of that one. And I've still got all of this, so we ain't worrying. We ain't run out yet, have we? But what would I have as the middle? What would I have as the middle, as a start off? Oh, I did put one of them in, as a start off, jump off. Do I want to go to, I was erring towards daffodils actually. No, made the decision, daffodils. See, it's as quick as that. So I would make that my first, pointy up. I would make that my first one. Now I did go round and check, would I do the tops, the actual stitching of the hexagon. I did with that greeny, I'm looking, have I got it? I should have it, shouldn't I? Oh, it might be in my, see that? When he wakes up, I'll just go, throw that in quick. Because he won't have a and then I'll put it down where he can't get it. So that's my altar jar. That's all me odds and ends. That lady Christine from I always go on about the Australian ladies. She said to do that and then put stitch and 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 stitch in, and it makes a ball. Well, she was making a bead out of it actually, but I thought, oh, that could be a ball, use it for the cat. So I make cat balls out of it. Something to do. And I lost this needle the other day, and I've been trying to do me bits and bobs with this needle. It's slightly thicker and it's got a bit of a sharp scratchy end, and it went right through That finger I used to push through, it went right through. That hurt. So I should put that in there. And I found you again. Lovely needle, love him. So that's, what did I say, that one? Concentrate. So that's the colour I was using to do the back. And I went, this is how I see if I'm going to use it for the front stitching, because it will show, because it's hand stitched, so it's not perfect. Will I use that one? I thought, it sort of matches, but don't. Should I use this one? Yeah, sort of matches, but a bit showy, not quite the right green. So I've done the default. Look at the state of these, look. This is because I've, oh, what a mess. No. Right mess, look. Look after your stuff. But I've done the default and gone to grey. Default does match with everything, look. And that sort of blends a little bit better with everybody. So I've gone for grey. So how do I start? I start. Finger is getting better. I can't really put any pressure. Oh, that hurts. So we're still mangled a bit. And I've done a bit of gardening, so they're in a bit of a state. I was just about to plant some daffodil. Yeah, it is that one. It's not that one, is it? I was just about to plant some, not daffodil, sunflower seeds. And I thought, I just went to put it in the dirty soil, and I thought, don't. Do your filming first, then dirty soil later. Because, you know, not nice, is it? Right. Uppy, uppy, remember. Now, you don't want to do that because it looks the same. So we'd look across and we go, what doesn't look the same but is quite pretty? I like that one. I like those ones. So a check like that. That's how I do it. I check, put butt to butt. There we go. Match as best I can, but of course it's me, isn't it? So we ain't going to match brilliant. And then smallish stitches. Try not to catch the paper. I just sort of manipulate, do it without thinking. I just sort of push. I'll do it exaggerated. I push like that either side, but I just do it a tiny bit, and that just gives you a fraction where the paper is. If you nibble at the paper, it's not the worst thing in the world. I use my papers over and over and over again. I don't do 2 or 3 times. I do 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 times. In the end, I'm left with this little damp little. If I show on this one, that's me. This is me odds and what's it quilt. Look, that. Bless it. I've got them upstairs, but I can't be bothered to go upstairs, can I? So this basically has become soft, like fabric, because it's been so many times. Look at all the little nibbled edges. It's not even a hexagon, really. It's more like a circle. But I will just keep using and using and using it until it just collapses. It's stupid. I mean, what is it? Fraction of a penny. But I have, where am I? I have 1 or 2. Am I in stitching? I have 1 or 2. And I can't be bothered to go upstairs and get them, can I? So smallish stitches, but you don't have to see. It should be just like that, but a couple of times I've gone that way. I'm not doing that to be fancy. It's just caught, and I'm not that fussed. Just whip along. This I can do more or less quietly with small man, but it is annoying because I'll put everything out in piles, and before I've got 2 stitches in, he's awake. I have to throw it all the other side of the barrier. See, I've come to the end, and then I'll just, this is how I do it, just go back. I don't have to keep saying that. This is how I do it because I'm doing it, aren't I? And then I would just put one of them catching stitches in it. I'm no good at putting this places that keeps it safe. I just shove it somewhere. I'll sit on it one day. Then, right, that's not really showing much, is it? Even if I do that, it's not really showing that much. We're okay with that, aren't we? It's fairly neat. Fairly neat. Now, I've got that one here. I can either go mega random. Oh, I do like that with that. Or I could be a little bit poetic at this point and put 3 of them in, which I might do. Going to do that. So I'm going to put, should I write on them, and I've got shopping lists on the back of them, and that's little Festa rummaging in his box. I've just done, it's so beautiful out there, I've just done a video of the garden, because I popped them on here as well interspersed. They never look very exciting because the computer chooses, oh hello, the computer, you all right mate? Do you want to get on there? Oh, good boy. The computer chooses the thumbnail, and it don't matter how glorious and beautiful a picture I've taken, it always decides, and I keep going over here, shout at me. Whatever I do, it decides to take it of bare earth or of like a bucket of weeds. So it's not very appealing, but it's just me walking round my garden. Right, he's gone over the back. So we should be okay. And I started doing it. He asks to be put on the fence. He stands there and look, I've just stabbed myself there, look. He stands there and just looks up. And that's his, and he'll turn around and try and catch my eye. That's his way of mummy. So I have to pick him up and manhandle him onto the top of a 6-foot fence. This great fat lump, talking about you. And then he goes off and has his little wander. He just goes to the end of the fence, jumps on the shed, next door's shed, goes along the bottom of next door's garden, and then gives the neighbours over the back a dirty look. And once he's finished giving them a dirty look, he turns round. I watched him out the top window. I know exactly where he goes. He turns round, comes back again. He was gone for a grand total of 13 minutes. I had to then stop filming, come in and feed him because he was exhausted. Oh, got to love him, haven't you? You're not a roamer, are you, darling? You're not feral. Opened the door this morning to let him go out the front, and there was a huge, he was gorgeous, a huge tuxedo tomcat. Look how out that one is. Oh, shock. Look at that. That's like, that's miles out, isn't it? Well, I will show you what I do. Did that on purpose so I can show you. There was this huge tomcat at the front, and he just stared there, and over opposite they've got a, I've only seen the tuxedo cat that they've got. I think they've got 2 new people, and that little tuxedo cat was waiting to go in. It looked at Festa, looked at me, looked at the huge tomcat, and sort of went, well, it's on your side of the street, not doing me, mate. And Festa was like, I don't really know what to do with the huge tomcat. I don't really know what to do. I'm only little. And Vesta sort of looked up at me and went, I think I need to go and have something more to eat. So we just slowly closed the door. Poor little thing. He does look, he's either old or gnarly, or he is a little stray. Didn't half give us a look. See, I'm just pushing ever so slightly because I don't mind it being gathered, do I? I've said that before. I don't mind it being gathered. I'm ever so slightly pushing like that. There, look, like magic, they have met now. And because I like a scrunched up quilt, it just will not show. It will not show. And then catch that end. And then go back a little bit. I will go back a little bit because that wasn't as tight as it could be. This is nice to sit in the garden and do this. So, that is the centre of the quilt. Now we've got to decide, because I might do 3. Are we going to go there? Ooh, I do like that. Are we going to put that in? Not so keen. Are we going to put that in? Do like it. A little bit too plain. Can't do that. It's patterned. Although, no. Putting that in. Oh, you can even see. Putting that in. No, no, no. Putting that in. No. Putting that in. No. That. Oh, don't mind that. Don't mind that. Putting that in. Oh, I like that. I like that. Putting that in. See, they've got very different looks, haven't they? I do like that. And I like that. No, that. Right, decided. That. Right, so it's uppy uppy. So put the quilt the uppy way you're doing it and then stick that in. Slowly fold it over because I lose my way, terrible. Then we're off. So before you know it, you've got the centre of a quilt. And then I can work out how many that way to go and how many the other way and how many rows. I can work that out from there. But it'll be a little while until I get to that point. I should just go round and round a bit, making a nice little centre, and then I'll go random out from there. I might do another circuit. And as soon as you've done that, you see, you can take the papers out. I don't really worry too much. I'll take the papers out and just stitch them up with little soggy ends. But it does make it easier with the papers in. Excuse me. It does make it easier. It's nice to put a little podcast or something on when you're doing this. You don't have to glance up so much. So what I would do is I would then turn it over like turn it over like that. It's like fishing, isn't it? There we go. And I would just fuss upon that little corner, just catching that all in, because that does show if that I did a quilt once and I didn't do that, and it wasn't until after I finished there was like this little circle gap in every little metre. Oh. And of course the stuffing was coming through. It was, oh, what have I done there? But I'd already, so that was a bit of a pain. What I ended up doing was sort of sandwiching that in between 2 things. It was a bit of a waste. I didn't quite know what to do. But it was only a trial piece. It was only my first. See, I'm just keeping an eye that I don't have to pucker things up to make it short or long. But then I learnt from that. I did it wrong. And so I learnt from that to fuss upon your joins. You know what I mean by fuss, don't you? Put a couple of extra stitches in. I don't use the proper, what's the proper terminology? Secure your stitch, secure your bee. I don't know. You can hear a little lappy sound. Somebody's making themselves clean. Although he's a good clean boy anyway. I'm sorry I talk to him like that. We all do, don't we? I have noticed my voice, and my husband does as well. It's so funny. You can always tell when the cat's there because he's a big burly bloke and he goes, hello, my darling. Hello, my sweetheart. Who's daddy's boy? Right, if I could do what I do with like the other little ones and whip up there like that and come up, making sure you haven't gone on the front. If that is, say that was like that, and then I would catch those two corners. This one weren't too bad, it was more or less there. I would catch those, tame those two corners in, so I knew where I was. It makes it a little bit more difficult to catch it, but not overly. So what quilts are you doing? Have you got a quilt on the go? Expletive. Well, this isn't the best quality cotton, to be fair. But I like it because I like I bought expensive cotton before now, and it was so thick and I'd bought the wrong one. It wasn't the right one and it put me off a bit. This one, I know what I'm doing. So what I'll do now, because now we've got like a loose thingy here, haven't we? So I would go up a bit. I don't know what you would properly have to do here, but I will just go up a bit and make a couple of knots so I'm in. Oh, I've made a right old mess. Don't look. So I'm in. Am I in the middle of the frame? I'm doing that to see. Can't quite see. Mrs. Elastic Band job again. So I can't quite see what I'm doing. Oh, right, old pig's blooming ear here, isn't it? Look at the state of it. Oh. Just imagine, in thousands of years' time, my videos are the only ones that have survived, right? And a whole new population of people have discovered quilting through my videos, and this then will become the correct way, and everybody will aspire to be wonky, and everybody will aspire to be naughty, and everyone will aspire. And then we're just going to fuss this corner, look. Catchy, catchy. I would sort of do like two crosses like that-ish. Don't you break on me again, Eli. And then pop. If this quilt comes unravelled and what have you, I ain't bothered. I just put a little mending stitch in. I don't mind showing me mending. So that is what it, shove that in there. That is what it looks like from the back. I won't take these stitches out. Are you supposed to? I shan't. I just pop the papers out. And to pop the paper out, I'll show you, I'll show you on that one. To pop the paper out, I just do that. That's cool. There we go. A little bit cool. That's how I take the paper out. And then on that side, well, look, I can't see my stitches. Little bit there, look, if we get magnifying glass. But that's nice and, yeah, look. Ta-da. So that's the beginning. That's the beginning of that one. So we'll say that, we'll keep going with that. What I shall do is keep going and then show you when it's a little bit bigger. Because there's something else I wanted to show you. Oh, she says reach him. Do you remember the bee cushion? All finished. And I've tacked it in. And will I come up a little bit? Oh, you can see, can't you? I've tacked it onto a piece of calico. Now I got that anywhere. Thinking on, sorry. I was going to pad it again, but I thought this is already padded. I'm a little bit naughty like that. I do a lot of padding. This bee is already padded. Perhaps I should have that perhaps I should have this quite flat so it accentuates the bee. We will see. If I'm not happy with it, I will slip a bit of padding. I will open it back up again when I've done the binder and I'll slip a bit of padding in. But at the moment, the only bit of padding is on the bee. So I've cut a square of calico. God, watch out, I'm not gonna on that needle. Square calico, gone round, secured it. And so all I will do with that is I will cut it carefully, she says. Cut it carefully, butting up to that, all the way along. Because I more or less got my measurement on that. I did it more or less central. That is nice and neat. And then that, it's not very thick, look, because this one, the next one I'm going to show you, is quite padded. So we'll put that, right, we've done that. We're nice and we know what we're doing with that. This is the back. Do you remember we had that agonising trying to tessellate this old quilt in bits and bobs together? We did it, didn't we? Then this was that cushion I didn't like, and I chopped it up and I used all the hexagons on this quilt. Hexagon bits and bobs. And that was, that, look, just mind that needle. That was one of the hexagons from this cushion. So I did say to you, didn't I will use it, and all I won't use is that edge. Stuck it onto here. So it's a nice little bit of padding. I've gone right over it, making it really, really sturdy with stitching that I can see. I've used the orange because I am going to remove those stitches. And if you do it in a blendy colour, you won't see them. And I've got quilts now that I'll stop and go, ow, and quickly cut because I've left it in. Learned that. I go, no, see, you learn it, didn't you? Make the mistake, you learn. Probably in books telling you, but who wants to read up first before you start doing something? So, nice and loud with the tacking stitches. And then I will, because I don't need all this bulk, what I'll do with that is, again, chop through, chop that off. So all I've lost is that top bit. And you know, I might even, who's that? Oh, nobody. I might even go on and use that. Throw stuff away, woman. Use that. It's tacked down in it, isn't it? Do you know, I'm probably not going to throw that away. I am probably going to keep that. Why? I don't know why. But it is all sort of secure. I will keep that because that might be an edge for something or whatever. Or I might yet salvage these out for this quilt edge. Because you see that quilt edge there? See that quilt edge there? That's got to have these put in it. So I'm not going to chop it. And then that's sort of there, isn't it? That's backed and saying something. So I'll put them to one side. Then I need to tack all this down. Properly stitch this down. Where was that? Is it in here? I've lost that proper blue, haven't I? Where did that blue go? Oh, do you know, I can see it. In my mind's eye, I can see I've left blue somewhere. Oh, never mind. Right. I've always got random needles stuck in places, haven't I? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the quilting on this. And I'm going to do what I saw on that cushion back cover. I'm going to do that and leave that little bit sticking out like that. I could do it with this. No, I want that other one because it's darker. Where would it be? I can see it. It's laughing at me. Never mind. Hang on. Can I go and get it? I think it might be in the kitchen. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I think I've left it out here. She says hopping along. Can I see it? Can I see it? Is it you here? I'm calling. I am now calling to the thread to talk to me and tell me where it is. Talk to me. Where are you, thread? No, you are nowhere. Might be upstairs. Where's that gone then, people? Anyway, no, look, I'm not going to use this one because it's slightly more bluer. The other one I had, what did I do? What did I use it for? Oh, I was sewing up my trousers, weren't I? I was sewing up my trousers. Oh. I can see it, I know where it is. It's upstairs. I'm not going upstairs for it. It's upstairs. I know where it is. We're okay. I shall do what I did in the other one and make them visible because I liked that. I shall make them visible like that and do them. I was going to do that now, but of course not. Right. Does that come out of there? I have got a needle case I made. Look. Little needle case. I made that. So I could put the needles in there really, couldn't I, instead of playing Russian roulette. Probably the cleverer way of going about the world. Let's put them in there. There we are. Shall I put you in there as well? Shall we? I'll put you like that so I know who you are. It's got to be the more intelligent way of doing it, isn't it? Yeah. Right. But you can see I have made a start on this. I've basically just got to quilt this up. Then I'll do a running stitch all the way, you know, all the way along there to make that easy to work with. And then I will stick two of them together. So it's not too bad. It is a bit bulky, but it's doable. And then, because I've got quite a thick, I buy this ready-made stuff. I've tried making my own, but I can't do it. And then I will do that. And then that will be your cushion. Yay. Obviously, pattern out. Pattern side out. So yes, that is something that the next time we come to that, it will be done. I'm thinking on. I've just thought of another project. Right, stop it. Put that over there. Something else I wanted to show you, if I've got enough time. This quilt. Oh, we're not going to be in focus, are we? We're getting higher and higher and higher. In the end, I should be like that. Higher and higher and higher. Really coming to the conclusion of this one. The pretty bit, anyway. See, that's out of that cushion that I wasn't happy with. See? And I just picked them all back out again, like some kind of... Anyway. So I've got them. As I said before, I don't leave the papers in because I'm doing the fancy stitch on this and I can't... Have I shown you doing the... I will get my needle out of my needle case. And it was that one. And I will show you what I mean, because I've said it a few times and I don't know if I've shown you. What I would do is take a double of that one, double length, thread it, not easy with these rotten old fingers of mine, thread it. Where are we? More or less even. Then we use this one because you'll be able to see it better. I hope this is in focus because I've gone look really high now, haven't I? Because I put all my projects on top of each other. All right, more or less central, but no paper in it. I've done the hexagon with the paper, you know, the little sad paper. Done the hexagon with the little sad paper in, then whipped him out. So I would go in the top and then catch that loop. You can do it at the bottom if you want and come through, but this is only a foundation to... I can see if you can see because I'm doing it like that, and that's probably off a shot now. Oh. So that's what we're looking at. That's where we're going. There we go. That's where we're going. And I go round, doing a little running stitch. Sort of 3 per side. 3 per side, I reckon. Try and get them as close as you can, but we ain't worrying, are we? Try and leave a fairly similar area pass, but again, we're not going to worry, are we? No. This is a nice thing to do when the grandson's sleeping, because it's very rhythmic. It's very, I find doing this very therapeutic. Your mind just goes off on a little wander. Sorry, I've come in the same hole there. I'm trying to keep it. See, if you get a little, see a couple of times, look, I'll do it, make it wrong. You get like a little loop. Just pull it from the back. Just do that gently, and they even up. Probably shouldn't do it like that, so you don't get it in the first place, but it's all about snagging, isn't it? It's not how clever you are, it's how clever you are at getting out of problems and mistakes you've made. That's where the skill, that's where, but isn't it though? That's where it lies, not in the doing of it, the getting it out of a problem. That's what, there's no point being the best in the world, and then when you've had an accident with it or a problem or got into a knot, you have no idea of getting out of it. It's all these little things you pick up only by making the mistake, because they don't tend to show you when it goes wrong, do they, on the telly or whatever? They only show you when it's all right. Right, so that's the running stitch all round. And then I'll start in one corner. Then I turn the needle round, so I've got the blunt end, and I loop the blunt end round. That way it's not going in the fabric. I mean, yeah, it does prick your finger a bit, but look at the state of that anyway. It's like a little natural callus on there. So, yeah. I mean, I can, that is so calloused, I can push with the point of a sharp needle, and that ain't going anywhere. That ain't bothering. Pop. See, I just went down there. I didn't tell you. Right, I'll do it on the next one. I come up. So I've come up, and then I've gone 1, 2 on that one, and then 1, 2, 1, 2 on that one, 1, 2, and then a slight little tug, slight little pull, and then pop down, and that secured that off. Then I would come back up. I come back up on the inner side, so when you start the loop, you're sort of securing it like that, you see? You're sort of securing it. So don't just slap it together. There's thought goes behind this. There is thought. But it's only doing the 400,000 of these that I've done, that if you put it that side, if you were then to put the securing knot that side, go down there, it makes that not quite as straight as if you give it a little pull and then put it this side, on the outside. It just makes it a little, and I think it was number 4,684 of these that I've done that I realised that is neater than doing it the other way. See, I'll show you that way. That, absolutely fine, but you see now I've got like a wide bit there. We won't worry, just for demonstrations. I'll catch that in, look. No, I won't. Oh, right there. Right, I'll take that out. Let me thread it back up again. My old gnarly fingers. To mend that, I would go the inner side of that stitch. Actually, look, that has reversed that out. Wow, that was clever. Intentional. And now if I put it down on the outside, you see, that just make that a little bit of a sharper corner. Only a tiny bit. Oh, you wouldn't notice, but that actually annoyed me a little bit, that the corners weren't as sharp as I thought they could be. So it was nice when I worked out that. So I've given it a little pull that time. Inside. Now you can go round, if you want it thicker, you can either use thicker thread. That little pearly thread might be nice. Or go round again. Not a bother, is it? Just go round again. Sometimes if I'm listening to something or watching something, I went round once about 10 times. It was like because I was listening and just caught in the see, look, that's gone round again. Go round again. Let's use the fabric. Let's use the thread up. Right, so that looks like that with one circuit. I mean, you can imagine how long this quilt has taken. If you saw the video where I showed you it full out, that gives you an idea. This has been forever. But again, it don't matter. This was in my brain. It was burning a hole in my brain. It was a thought process I had over calico. Using the calico, and I did that cushion first, and I thought, oh yeah, I like this. This is fun. So I did the calico cushion first, and then it gave me the excitement to go ahead and do a full-size quilt. Enjoyed that. Then I thought, right, I've done the quilt top, doing the quilt bottom. Because I just like, right, I'm completely lost. Is anybody else taking count of where I started? I think I started there, didn't I? It looks slightly thicker there. Right. One. See, you can't put 2 in each one. It's getting a bit thick, so I would just put 3 stitches in that one. Going down. And then coming up. 1. Because I'm rushing. 2. 3. And secured. Go on the back, just find somewhere where you can do a couple of loops. Done. That is it. I made I got a piece of calico and drew them all out. Why is that a funny colour? Drew them all out and then cut them out, and I leave them on a string like this. One, because it's really easy, then you don't lose them, because these can easily get lost and mashed and what have you. You're not going to lose these are all on a string. So I've just gone through and cut them all out. So that is a really good way of keeping them together. And then 2, it's fun because it's like a little snake. Look, what's happened there? Something's happened. It won't hurt. I shall put that in, and that shall be a little marker. It's fun, isn't it? Look, I do that with all of them when I'm cutting out, and then I'll just go through and go, right, I shall cut out a pile now, and I shall just. You got a hexagon, right? I think we've come to a natural hiatus. I will get back to you on these particular projects when they've moved forward a little bit. Hopefully when the cushion's practically done. I might leave no, I don't do the binder properly. I put the binder on really weird. I watched that Rachel lady do the binder. I can see I don't do it right. And as I've said before, if you know what you're doing, it'll annoy. And if you don't know what you're doing and you watch me, I shall lead you astray. So I perhaps won't do the binder, I'll perhaps do that privately. So I might show you the completed cushion and then how we're doing with this one. Yeah, right. I shall love you and leave you. Catch you all later. Bye.